What's up, world? Today Summit Fitness is coming at you with another Intelligent Man workout series. Now, if you guys know, this series is all about pretty much finding the low budget equipment that produces high results for your practice of bodyweight training, athletic performance, whatever the case may be. You definitely can get great strength gains, athletic performance gains, and just longevity gains with literally just your body. But if you do want to get a little bit more creative, so to say, and unleash that artistic side of yourself, you can and you should. So with that being said, I'm going to now show you guys one of my favorite tools, and it is a bucket. And in particular, this here is a sand bucket. And bring this camera a little closer to you guys. This sand bucket here, I pretty much picked this tip from watching a lot of baseball players in the past. I actually started practicing it when I got into a little bit of rock climbing as well. So essentially what the sand bucket here is going to do is actually help you with a lot of those small muscles that people don't really ever pay attention to. And I literally mean training your hand, training your wrist from all angles, and even your fist as well, your forearms. And this is the thing, the important reason why I bring this up is because many of the times, especially with the calisthenic practitioners and the rock climbing practitioners, there are issues where you'll end up having some elbow tendonitis, maybe you'll have some shoulder issues. And truth be told, a lot of the times I've spoken of it, you're only as strong as what your furthest link is, so to speak. Your hands, much like your feet, right, they connect you to the earth, they give you sensory feedback. So if I touch the floor, if I touch this bar, I get feedback and it goes across my body. We don't really think of this because it just happens like that. Now, when people tend to have injuries in the elbow is the victim, and you gotta look at the suspects around it. So be it maybe there's something wrong in the forearm region, maybe there's something wrong in the shoulder region, maybe your fingers or your hands and wrists are just too weak. This tends to happen a lot. And so this rice bucket pretty much helps you fix all those situations to a certain degree. Not everything, but it does train the forearms, the wrist, the grip, the fingers, all those things I just mentioned. So I'll show you guys very briefly on how you can actually begin your training. Now, I keep saying rice because this is originally with a rice bucket, and the rice is actually much more easier. So I suggest you start with the rice than a bucket of sand. The sand is much more denser, and that being said, the rice also allows you to kind of have your arms dig in much more deeper, almost until you're like about forearm deep. Now, the sand, you would need a really big bucket for that. You see this bucket here is about maybe 5 gallons or so. With that being said, it still does work. You just have to be mindful and just be a little bit more experienced with it. If you want to even check out more practitioners, there's a lot of Shaolin monks and Kung Fu artists that you'll see who work with the sand a lot. It's called the iron palm technique. Put a video in the link in the description below. Pretty much get yourself a bucket and fill it up with some sand. And your body will thank you. If you also have saw my other tutorial with bucket circles, you'll see that you can also use a bucket to train your core in pretty much a global way, as I was mentioning in that video, I'm sorry. But pretty much, yeah, that's what you want to do. Get yourself a bucket, it's like about $5, and fill it up with some sand or rice, and have at it. Now for the workouts. Quick little warm up, just grab the sand, or if it was the rice, just grab and catch, and then you kind of want to pick up the speed, right? Pick up the speed and then kind of commit more into it, digging deeper and deeper, almost down to the bucket, to the bottom of the bucket. So you do that for about a few reps. No. And then the second thing you want to do now is we're gonna dig down deep, and we're actually gonna go this way. So I'm gonna put my hands all the way, maybe about midline, close to the bottom of where the sand is, and start doing this motion. Now, my recommendation is to have a timer here, but reps are good too. So all the way down in there, start twisting, start turning, get some sand in you. Very important to keep your arms straight all the time. So that's number 2. Number 3, you want to start working the fingers. So what you can do is you're gonna dig deep down, and then you're just gonna open up. You can even do this actually at the top. So right here, literally open up. I'm literally just opening up my fingers. I close, so I pinch and I open, pinch, open. This will train every single part of your hand and your wrist. So I'm literally just opening up, and I grab really, really tight. You squeeze really, really tight, and you open. Squeeze tight, open. Squeeze tight, open. You'll find that the sand is giving you a lot of resistance as you extend your fingers out. Alright, next one. You're gonna dig down and go internal rotation, and you can also dig down and go external rotation. So inwards, outwards, like so. So go in, so, boom, 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 boom. Change directions. So my fists are closed as I'm doing this. Now we go with pinch gripping. So hands are like this, and I'm literally pinch gripping and grabbing as fast as I can. And your thumbs are really gonna get a nice burn. So you can do this for 20 as well. 20 to 50 is a good, is actually a good thing. Another basic one, and this is kind of like a little warm up. You can actually just dig your hand in, pick up the sand and drop. Dig your hand, pick up the sand and drop. Dig your hand and drop. It's not a bad little warm up. And next one you can do is catch, squeeze, hold, catch, squeeze, hold. But you know, you're going for reps here. Rather than digging all the way in the bottom like the very first one, you're actually staying at the top. So squeezing as hard as you can and letting go. Squeezing as hard as you can and letting go. So these are just a few exercises here, but these I find that they all really help me out stay healthy. So if you want to pretty much get these Popeye forearms that everyone's always talking about and stay nice and healthy, I recommend you go for all of these movements for about 3 sets in a circuit fashion. Go for 20 reps, go for 20 seconds, start getting really manly with it, and then you go about like 50. Your arms will be real pumped up in no time. Peace.